Ladies and gentlemen, happy Monday.
Very happy Monday if you're still alive.
And even a happy Monday if you missed me.
Oh, yeah.
You were gone.
I'm back.
Where were you?
Well, I had some work to take care of.
I told someone in DMs you had corona, and we just didn't want you to come.
You did say that?
Yeah.
Shit.
I actually told people you were afraid of the Boba guys, and you were like, it was like a racial thing.
Yeah.
You were just like, I'm not coming in.
You said racial. What are the Boba guys?
They're Asian.
Taiwanese.
Maybe I'm just anti-Asian now, this whole corona thing. Yeah, I just got caught. I had some stuff I had to do. But listen, don't worry. I'm back to save the pod.
Okay.
It's just as good as it's ever been. And we have a full studio tonight.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So
Is this celebrating my return, or?
Yeah, we just wanted to
want
give
to
you like
invite a lot
open
of-
arms. Come
Great.
back, Chris.
Thank you. Please come
we
back.
invited as many ethnic people we can find to make sure that you feel welcome as a white male.
And no Asian people, huh?
Look at him.
South Asian.
That's fine.
So we have, some crew from DC here, or Fairfax, Virginia, that, I spoke to one of them on DM about his startup, and then they came to town, and who do they hit up? They hit up Pete.
Wow.
And
No big deal.
Pete's the plug.
He
Pete's
is
the plug. And
If
so
Pete makes it another year, he's really going to be the plug.
yeah, he just
Because
has
he'll
to
really be able to
last.
get you in places.
Yeah.
I'm not getting arrested, so.
I don't know, man. Chances are not. When it warms up in the summer, you're out of here.
When the Costa Brava crew comes in the summer,
in the summer, you're going to be in handcuffs.
You're gonna be in
for
jail.
sure.
Yeah, you're definitely going to be in
you're
jail.
gonna be in jail in Manhattan Beach.
They might recognize you in jail. Are you Pete? What's up, bro?
I've heard you on the podcast.
I'm sure we're popping with some inmates. So they hit him up to hang out. They go hang out with him last night. He invites him to wherever he's at and scores some free drinks.
From these guys.
Yes.
Okay.
Which
Meaning
seems-
they bought him drinks.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it.
They were offered to me.
I know, but it's interesting because you got what, Dan Tana's a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Ryan, Tierney, and Costa Brava guys are taking care of your drinks all the
Yeah,
time.
I'm getting taken care of.
Yeah,
Don't worry
yeah.
about me.
I mean, just to like kind of give context, a drink at the bungalow, a vodka soda is probably $15, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
More.
With tip?
Robbie's saying more.
More? $16? So how
20.
many? So Pete's sucking down like 6-7 drinks.
Yeah, because we know he's not having one or two.
Yeah.
No chance in hell.
So that's your new hustle. Like, you're the point person for...
Because he has the DMs for group chat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you
Wait,
say,
I'm
yo,
not doing anything with them,
you're getting free drinks?
Yeah.
Look, they're offered. They ran into me.
They ran into you.
You didn't even invite them? You said, yo, I'm here, come.
They simply asked.
What's
They were
another
like-
interesting thing is you spilled your drink on them.
It was an accident.
Okay, so
Wasn't even drunk.
this
Literally wasn't even
continues
drunk.
to be a
I was like
pattern.
slightly buzzed.
Someone said not true. So he
This
said he
continues
was
to be a
drunk.
pattern. One, you were drunk because I saw where you were Saturday. You didn't go to fucking Run Club. You were out day drinking. Where was that? Bungalow?
Yep.
All those white people.
Yep.
I
Dude,
saw that.
Joe was there the whole time. I was not that. I wasn't even blacked.
After the night.
What'd you do after?
Oh, yeah. I didn't actually work out, but the two girls that we were with
Okay.
were like, for some reason, she's like, I've never been to a strip club. Let's go to a strip club. So I was like,
Wow.
all right.
That started it.
LA strip club is really aggressive.
You went to a
I've
strip
been here
club?
my
We-
whole life.
You went to
got
a body
there.
shop?
Like
Where'd you
that's the
go?
biggest
Body
Miami
shop or
thing.
Crazy
Girls.
girls.
Oh,
Crazy girls,
my
yes.
But we got
God.
there and it was like $100 to get in. So we were like, forget this. And we left.
He was like, hey guys, you
$100.
got this, right?
I wish not.
Hey, Virginia guys, you got me?
You guys got me,
You got
right?
this, right?
Come on, man.
And the
Is
other
he
thing
trying to
is,
say he's not drunk? Look at this Instagram post from 21 hours ago.
Yeah, so when else do you take selfies with your
Selfie?
tongue out?
What, a guy can't take a selfie?
You have your tongue out, Pete.
you're not a TikTok 14-year-old girl.
No.
And,
Yeah. That was today?
That was yesterday.
Oh.
And then the other interesting thing is, because you spilled the drink, this has become a repeat offense where you're
Yes.
very sloppy at night.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's getting disgusting.
I've never been more disgusted by my own self before.
Yeah, I mean, like the spilling of drink
Yeah.
between the spring in San Diego, dumping the scooters. You're absolutely out of control. You can't control your liquor.
And then the Kyle Allen debacle.
Yeah,
Kyle
don't even
Allen
start there.
was the worst.
That's the worst one.
yeah. I mean, just every Saturday,
Yeah.
you're embarrassing
I feel like these are only like the only times that we hear that Pete is out. We hear these stories. So all the nights that he's out that we don't hear.
Yeah,
it's probably
that's
worse.
the issue. Of course, it's worse.
It's
not worse.
I think he needs a new Instagram. Your boy Pete at night.
Yeah, after dark. Pete after dark.
Pete after
Your
dark
boy
is good.
drunk.
Your boy drunk.
That could be for your guys' podcast.
Yeah. The
League of Their Own.
League of Their Own, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually had a request for it yesterday.
I'm pretty
Someone's like,
frustrated.
where's the...
Yeah, people keep hitting
The Tuesday,
comments
Thursday
and DMs
podcast.
asking.
I mean, I would love a full recap of Saturday night in like 6 minutes.
It
on
wasn't
League of
even
Their
that
Own.
crazy.
No, but we want it on League of Their Own. I would listen to that.
Yeah.
Okay. Should I just start telling how my weekend is? Or should I just...
Yes,
Or
because
just whatever. Be like,
yeah.
hey, the guys talked about this week, and this is what I think. And by the way, I puked on a young lady, and I threw my drink on
Dude,
another one.
see, that didn't happen.
That was Saturday. So
Let's
what are you
just
guys up to?
clarify for the audience that didn't happen.
I
this
think
your-
it'll really boost people's self-confidence if you tell what you did all weekend.
Because then it'll
Yeah.
really start getting
They'll
invited.
be like,
places.
wow, I'm not that big of a mess.
Yeah, you're right. And I bet more people would invite you out when they came to town. They're
Yeah.
like, we want to party with Pete.
Yeah.
I want to get on the
See if we can
recap.
get arrested.
Yeah.
Party with Pete could be a new Instagram handle.
Was this the first? Was this the first run club you missed?
No. I haven't gone in like a month.
Oh, run
Wait,
club's
is that part of
optional
your
for Pete?
job?
No, I mean like
It's
only unless
optional.
we're shooting content.
Yeah, if we're
Okay.
shooting content.
Who's
then
getting the
of course
pictures
it's
of you and Dom if he's not?
I know this guy's useless.
That's why you didn't post any pictures of you and Dom.
It's literally
I have no
my-
pictures of me and my kid because of you.
Yeah, this is where it all starts. This is where the downhill.
Now
the
let's
downhill
remind people,
slide.
I work
You're just
6
robbing
days a
us
week.
of like family memories, Pete.
Yeah, that's true.
When my kid's like, what did we do Saturday, February 29th? Oh,
Dad?
the leap year? Pete was out getting drunk at the bungalow, so we don't have a leap year picture.
That's true.
I can't share leap year with my son because of you.
Yeah, that's
I
bad.
have no memories.
When's
of
the
don't
next
know what
time
to
that
tell
comes
you.
around? Like 6 years?
4 years,
next
4 years.
one's like 28
No,
years.
leap years every 4 years, guys.
No, this particular something about like a Saturday leap year was like
Sure,
29.
maybe Saturday leap year.
But
yeah,
that's run
the
club.
leap years, yeah, sure. Yeah,
Yeah, there
he
won't be
scared
another
you.
run club. Leap
There's
year.
not going to be another Saturday run club leap year for like
So
30
Dom's
years.
27.
I'll come back for the next one.
No, you
It's gonna be his
won't.
30th birthday.
You'll be
By
in
the time there's
prison.
another leap year.
You'll be in prison by then.
He's gonna be pushing in a freaking wheelchair.
Okay, well, good Pete
It's
update.
good.
Okay.
I really think you guys, at least you should try one episode of League of Their Own.
Should I do it drunk too?
No.
No.
I think it
Not
has to
unless
be
you're gonna-
about
no,
drunk episodes of your weekend, but not drunk
Yeah.
recording.
Yeah, because
Okay.
you're not
You're not.
very coherent, right?
Yeah.
You don't really keep to a
You've not
storyline.
I'm pretty coherent.
You just scream a lot. You're
Did
just
you
like,
fall
"We love you."
asleep at Bootsy Bellows?
No, at Poppy.
No, it's
Poppies, yeah, whatever. I'm
He,
just
said,
saying.
he looked at you and said,
He was like,
no,
"No,
it was at
it was at
Poppy. Who falls asleep at Bootsy?
Yeah, you said, if it was at Bootsy's, you wouldn't have fallen asleep because it was Poppy. It was sleepy.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Okay. All right. We ready for some news?
Yes.
I mean, we got to...
When you stop.
yeah. You ready for some news? Here it is. Coronavirus is fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is.
So there's the news. So let's chip away at that for an hour, and we'll get there. It seems like the stock market finally took a huge hit.
Clobbered.
I'm guessing that by the time you're listening to this, it's
down more.
down twice as much. The fears are getting really real. The way that like people are like guaranteeing it will hit the U.S. in a major way. You're starting to see some early kind of reactions. People are talking about stocking up on food. There's all these different things. Let's talk about it. First thing to talk about is apparently colleges have started to prepare for what the coronavirus will do to their campuses.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with colleges is they're going to have to figure out how to educate these kids without getting them into classes. Because think about colleges are like a densely populated small city.
Yep.
And God knows everyone's fucking. Germs are flying in those places.
Yeah. For
And so-
sure.
yeah.
I feel like it's going to just hit college after college
Yeah,
after
it's like
college.
herpes.
Yeah.
Herpes in a college goes fast.
Remember 2 years ago when they were saying that herpes like exploded at Coachella?
Yeah.
Remember they said
Yeah,
that?
I remember that.
That's what's going to happen this year with Corona, I feel like.
Yeah, and I think colleges are going to figure out how. Look, I think we're going to go through all the challenges of Corona this episode, but the positives of it will be that distance learning will become a big thing. Remote work. They're going to figure out how to do these things better because that might be for some people, a way of life going forward. So I think in colleges, how they're going to, it's such a challenge for schools because these are all minors. They don't, I mean, not in colleges, but even high schools and elementary and middle school and preschools, how they're going to react to this information. And then in colleges, it's scary because their kids are on top of each other, sharing bathrooms, sharing the germs in colleges are just out of control. I mean, I used to wear a sandal to shower.
Yeah, you had to.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
imagine now you're going to wear a hazmat suit.
Exactly. So I think we're going to have to see how colleges actually figure out how to educate people because these people are paying a lot of money to go to college and they're going to go back to school.
I mean, room and board is more than like living in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At most colleges, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's colleges is going to be one interesting take. High schools, elementary schools, junior highs, preschools. I'm really curious to see how schools play out. If any teachers or administrators listen, I'd love to hear what's the backup plan if this thing just goes nuts.
So I think there's a few things that we need to talk about before we get into all the corona details.
Okay.
And I think don't want to pat myself on the back, but
Go ahead.
I've been
Sounds like
right
you're
about
about to.
everything so far.
Mm-hmm.
And
Were you right that there was going to be a virus?
No, it's right about the reaction to the
Okay.
virus,
Okay.
right? And like you can debate the severity of the virus. You can debate mortality rates. You can debate how many cases actually happen.
Mm-hmm.
But what is undeniable, what is not even up for debate is the way human behavior has reacted.
I'm going to interrupt you. And the reason why is go on Twitter and search Costco.
It's insane.
Why?
The Costco lines all over the country are, I guarantee you, Costco had a record week nationally. There's no way that there's more business done because, for example, people compared it to when there's like a hurricane or a tornado or a blizzard warning, that in their town, Costco was that busy. But now this is the entire country.
But isn't that the part that's a gross overreaction?
No. So this is my point.
Yep.
Right? Everyone can debate whether corona is 10x the flu, 50x the flu, or 5x the flu. Mm-hmm. That's up for debate. We don't have enough data. But what we do know is that there's a lot of unknown. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of people dying. And there are a lot of cases. We don't know what the actual numbers are. We don't know what China's reporting. We don't know what the actual mortality rate is per the number of cases. Mm-hmm. But if you want to think about it from like an economic standpoint, that it's actually all irrelevant because the behavior has already changed.
Yeah.
So I don't like when people say, it's just the cold, this is so stupid. I mean, you could say that, sure, but people are lining up at Costco stocking up supplies.
Yeah. But I think those are two different things because I will say, like, I think you're right. I think the behavior has changed. The behavior will continue to change. And I think that the scariest part about the coronavirus is how much people are going to freak out and what it's going to do to the economy and to the world. Like, I don't think that the actual coronavirus, if you're a not 80 plus healthy adult, is
65.
actually very scary. Either way, is actually very scary. And even when you look at it, most of the people dying are people that have compromised not only immune systems, but specifically lung emphysema, stuff like that, right? My point is, it really sounds like for the majority of people, and they're saying that kids aren't even getting it at the same rate.
Yeah.
So for the majority of healthy adults, it is just exactly like the flu. It's just that if something turned bad, they don't have a vaccine for it, right? My point is, I think that it's becoming something where the fear of it is going to do more damage than what it will actually do.
So the best example is 9/11.
Yep.
9/11 happened, and it was this huge tragedy globally, and there was all these reactions to it. We ended up in a war with the wrong country for like 20 years.
Yeah, watch Vice if you haven't.
Yeah, I mean, terrible war. More Americans died in that war than on 9/11. Then we end up putting all kinds of restrictions on travel. We end up all of a sudden, like, I don't know if most people, if you're young, you don't remember, but traveling before 9/11, like, you know, you'd walk people to the gate.
Yeah.
You just were like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Right? You know, you can't bring a water bottle 4 feet because of 9/11.
No.
So it's like, clearly when something like this happens, people change and the world changes. And so I think it is really scary what else can change, because the thing that I keep saying is that China can control this disease much better than anyone else can, because they are essentially a dictatorship.
Yep.
And they have the ability. I made a comment on LinkedIn on how China can do it, and all these Chinese factory people were putting Chinese flags on my comments like, this is China, we have it under control. I'm like, no, you guys are under a dictatorship. So you'll be killed if you, if you have corona.
Yeah, if you even tweet about it.
Exactly. And so I think when I say that, what I mean is so China is essentially quarantined the whole region where Wuhan is based. And anyone who wants to go in and out can't. The rest of the country is slowly being able to travel. They've been able to contain it into a certain part, and they'll be fine going forward. People are going back to work, factories will get back, and everyone's like, oh, China's fine. We can't do that here unless we enforce literally like curfews and martial law and all those types of things. America, Europe, Africa, India can't do those things. So it will spread. It is actually going to spread way faster than it did in China. And I don't think people realize that is what's going to scare people even more, because today, where's the Sunday night? 2 people are officially dead from corona in America in the Seattle. That's like the region where the first cases happened. Someone in Manhattan officially has it. A woman from Iran.
In New York.
In New York.
Yep.
Is it Manhattan? They said she's locked up in her apartment.
It's New York for sure.
That seems dangerous.
Yeah.
Seems like one person. That's like that cruise ship.
Yeah, exactly.
One person walks into Manhattan with it. Next week, 5 million out.
Exactly. And so now that like more people are afraid of all those people now from the Middle East and Iran who got it, because they were free flowing easier to America and Europe than they are in China, because China clamped down so aggressively.
Yeah, so I think if you think about it in a couple months from now, like who can handle it and who can't, China, Japan, Korea can handle it.
Hong Kong.
They can aggressively test. They can aggressively make policies to protect their citizens. Europe and North America have no shot.
I'm down for some dictatorship type stuff. You know what I mean? Let's lock it down.
Trump might enforce some crazy thing. And you know what I say? You know what? We can't have an election. It's too crazy.
Too crazy.
That's what I think. I think that's what happens. In August, he's like, this is getting out of control. We can't have 120 million people go out to vote.
Are there any stats on like whether you're more or less likely? It seems like people would be less likely to change leadership during a crisis.
So someone did a study on that and said that during all the big oil crisis, which are most of the crisis during election in the past like 40 years, they changed leadership. So like Jimmy Carter lost.
But I will say, people, our friends included, who say it's just the cold, it's just the flu.
Yeah.
It's just wrong. The numbers just don't add up. Like the mortality rate is significantly higher. Yeah. The infectious rate is significantly higher. It's spreading globally. No one knows how to solve it.
But the problem is people look at absolute numbers.
People look at what they want to make themselves feel better about how their situation is.
But here's the other side of that. The other side of that is this. There is a significant amount of people that aren't tested positive for it because they're not even tested for it.
Sure, I know. So I know what you're saying. So the mortality rate probably
is 2%, but maybe it's actually 0.5%, right?
But like even if it's 0.5 or 0.1, it
but that's the flu is 0.1.
That's 0.1's flu.
0.1's flu. No, I'm saying if
so
it's 0.5 to 1.
I'll take my chances.
But I'm saying of cases that are tested and the cases that are, I mean, it's worse than the flu.
It is worse than the flu. I think that's safe to say.
Here's the thing, right? Because the smartest people in the world are making business decisions, sacrificing billions of dollars. They're not doing that if they think this is the flu.
But they're doing that based on behavior, not on the actual thing.
And they're doing
I actually disagree. I don't think Amazon is putting a 790,000 person travel ban because they think it's just the media. No, it's worse than the flu. Jeff Bezos is a smart dude.
But it's
Mark
liability.
Zuckerberg is a smart dude.
Yeah, but
it's the liability of
I
letting
think it's a liability.
It's like that's his own version of being China and trying to cordon off his people.
Because he has to look at this. If you're Jeff Bezos, you run the biggest company. You just were with the president of France with your bae talking about
Yeah, I
climate
saw
change.
he posted Instagram.
Yeah, that's amazing. How she's in that
In the middle
see
of
that.
she's in that
middle of,
conversation on climate change is unbelievable.
Sheesh.
And he's like, "What's the risk is too high, right? If one person gets coronavirus while traveling on work, it is an enormous liability." So, for example, Expo West that's happening
That'll
here,
be canceled.
a lot of brands already pulled out. All the conferences people are talking about, people are pulling out, not going. It's just liability at this point.
I actually don't think it's liability because what I don't think people actually realize is you follow the money, don't follow the media.
Exactly, but I don't. But the money, they're
But
just
the
protecting
media
their money.
is also the perception of this
but
thing is
people are
affecting the money.
sacrificing multi-billions of dollars in business. And they're doing it not because it's the flu. You guys are out of your mind if you think this is the flu.
It's
like
kind
you
of the
sound
flu.
like some of our dumb friends.
It's kind of the flu.
Look, it is an aggressive version of the flu. That's what SARS was. That's what.
No, the flu doesn't send you into respiratory arrest and you die.
0.1% people it does.
For what? It
Just
has,
saying. I'm just
It's
saying
just like-
I'm just saying
It's
there's
like I think you guys are. It's like.
Would you
cool that
rather have AIDS or Corona? Pick right
HIV
now.
100%?
Oh my God!
You'd
you are
rather
out
have
of your
HIV than
mind.
coronavirus?
Corona.
It's solvable.
Okay.
I know it's solved.
Corona you would leave
Oh
your
my
system.
God!
Yeah, okay.
We need to do a poll tomorrow. Would you rather have HIV or Corona?
This went too far.
Yeah, I'd rather have Corona all day. I'm healthy. I'm fine. Give
Sure,
me Corona.
you're right.
Corona,
I'd
you'd be
s-
sick for a week.
No,
Yeah.
but I don't think you get the like.
But here's the thing.
It's cool to
You sound like a CNN reporter.
No,
No.
but it's cool to be the guy that like, oh, it's not. It doesn't
Okay.
matter because it's good for my business.
Okay, so
Wait, who says that?
A lot of people we know.
It's good for our friend's business.
No, meaning like to minimize the effect of the
No. This is all I'm saying. Tell me if you agree with this or not. I think that here's the flu, here's the coronavirus, and here is the reaction to this unknown virus. I'm not saying it's not more serious than the flu. It's not one or the other to me. It is more serious than the flu. But the reaction and the devastation to the economy potentially is because of this overblown reaction to what it all means. It seems very, very scary.
So
So are you asking for a response?
Yeah, I'm
No.
asking if you agree.
So-
I'm asking if you agree.
well, I think the
Does that make
biggest thing
sense? Or
is
you think the reaction matches the fear, the realistic fear?
Unclear because I think we're too early.
are you stocked up?
Do you have water?
Yeah, I'm ordering supplies. There's no question.
How many-
How many days supplies
I
do you
think
have?
30 to 60 days.
I think you should have 3 months.
That was what I was told.
Yeah. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it.
Do you have masks?
Yes.
How
So
long
are
until
you
you stop coming
assuming-
to the office?
What's that?
How long until you stop coming into the office?
Unclear.
Are you assuming that the water supply in this city will have coronavirus?
Oh, is that a fear?
No.
Why is everyone stocking up on water?
Oh, because they think that it'll be out of all the grocery stores.
Yeah.
Okay. Just turn on a faucet, water
Not
comes
Yeah,
that
out.
I know
though.
you,
Can't
you
trust
don't
it.
you don't serve Dom water from your water faucet.
I drink water from
no,
the
you do.
refrigerator.
Do you serve Dom?
Maybe sometimes.
No,
That's
you
just
don't.
preference. He's not thinking he's going to die with no hydration.
but
he just
my-
wants nice, filtered water.
Yeah, it's nice to have fancy water.
That's all it is.
That's all it is.
He
I'm
doesn't
not
think he's
gonna,
going to
when
die.
he's 21, I'm not going to give him Cuervo.
But I'm just saying,
gonna
Anand
give him a
doesn't
nice
think that people
tequila.
are going to be like killing each other in the streets for bread.
No, so
he
I-
just
I
would
think-
rather have filtered
I
water.
I
actually-
don't understand the food. I don't understand the food water shortage where people are like, so because
Here's what you guys are.
Let me
all right,
explain something.
Yeah.
Let me explain something. So when there's a hurricane or something, natural disaster, everything gets shut, and then you can't go to the grocery store. So everyone stocks up on food and water because you're gonna have to stay home.
Yep.
This is essentially not that. So let's say 500,000 people get coronavirus in LA.
If 500,000 people get coronavirus, you will not be able to go to Ralph's.
Why?
I can
Explain to me.
it'll all be shut down.
I don't believe that. I just
don't-
don't
If
believe
half
that.
a million
I don't think they
people,
all would. Because I think they'd all be
do you know what
struggling.
a half a million people is?
Just wear a hazmat suit.
You
and
guys are just like.
I think
Oh
they
my
would need
God.
any business they could get.
Here's the
and
problem.
I'd be in there in a mask.
Here's the
like, "Ooh,
problem
look at
with
these
most
avocados."
people, and it sounds like including you guys.
Yeah.
You guys have just been in a world where the last 10 years everything's been great. World's not always great.
That's
I know, but
fine.
this
I don't
isn't like-
understand the stocking up on water. Water, why?
Okay, so Do you not understand like the basic logic of why people are stocking up food?
Not water. I don't get water.
I don't understand either. Can you tell me?
Yeah, sure.
Because you think the stores will close.
No,
Everything's gonna shut.
No, people stop showing up as employees to grocery stores.
Amazon has cashless stores.
Amazon's warehouse workers stopped showing up. Everyone stopped showing up.
Nah.
Food's not going to be distributed at the same pace. Non-perishable items are being already run out in Korea, China, and Europe. So why is that? Why are we immune to it? Because we're Americans? Because Trump's our president? Like, what's your explanation?
I have enough Beyond Meat for 1 month.
It's already been.
This is America, Anand.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's already being experienced in different parts of the world.
But here's the thing.
That's the overblown
If everyone's going to get it, then we might as well keep everything open.
That's not. You guys don't get it.
What happens when like Pete gets it, right? And then he has the flu
it's
for
not
5
about
days, and then he recovers and he comes back to the office.
So
and
it's
you're like,
about
oh, it's that
human
bad?
behavior. It's about like everyone's stocking up right now. So that means
I'm not either.
a lot of people are stocking up.
Yep, definitely not stocking up.
Pete's
Walking in shorts.
If we go to his apartment, it'll be like 400 Costa Bravas.
I'll be fine.
No, but do you guys not get like the cascading effect?
I do.
I do, but I think it's an overreaction. I think that when people, this is what I think. I think when younger people start actually getting corona, like Tyrell in your office had the flu last week.
Yeah.
If he would have said I tested positive for corona and then came in and 3 other people had to and they had beat it and it was now out of their system, you'd be like, oh, it's just
you're
that.
good. You're good. Yeah.
And then like all of a sudden now you're like, oh,
Yeah.
we blew this out of proportion.
Yeah.
So my
So
my point simply is not. I think people are going to start dying. I don't think that. I think human behavior is going to compound, and grocery markets and everything's going to just get
Yes. And all that
completely-
I'm saying is when the people don't die, you'll see that behavior was an overreaction.
Sure.
and
So how long is that going to be? Though?
It'll take a week. It'll be on his story like, yo, just beat Corona. What's good? Hashtag beat Corona.
Yeah,
and you'll
that's
be like,
what I'm saying,
Shit.
like,
All it takes is
Corona
one
what?
influencer.
There'll be a Corona
So there should
dance.
Like Amanda Cerny
So maybe you
beats
should be like an
coronavirus and you're like,
anti-corona influencer. Maybe Pete should fake that he has corona.
I agree.
And say that he could beat it.
I think Pete should actually just contract Corona.
Yeah.
And we should
He'll
cover
be
it.
fine.
Look how tough he is.
He's sitting around, scooting around, drinking.
That
Probably
immune
drink.
system.
If there's a drink on the table and it's not finished, he's drinking it. And he's fine.
He
So-
puked 3 times
all right, so
yesterday. You can't even tell.
Just to like tie the bow on the whole thing.
Yeah.
What is like so obvious to me, and I said this last week. I said this literally last Sunday. I can't believe the markets didn't react. And 1 week later, the pain's going to be so much worse from a financial standpoint because behavior has changed so dramatically in the last 7 days.
I agree with that.
And earnings for every company, they're going to miss. Guidance is going to be falling off a cliff. And I actually think behavior for a percentage of the population has permanently changed. Meaning they're going to be less likely to go to crowds. They're going to be less likely to do things. Whether corona is real or not, you can debate the virus. That is not my argument. My argument is people have been instilled with fear, and they're going to be permanently changed with the way they go about their life.
I agree. And then eventually that fear goes away. Like we were in like World War II.
Well, no, but
influenza.
it doesn't change because of social media.
I think these young people don't give a fuck, and it's going to become a joke on social media. This,
Yeah.
Like, remember when we cared about Corona?
Yeah.
Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
And, like, it'll just be
I don't
like,
know.
haha.
Dee's saying he won't even go to sporting events anymore.
I never went to sporting events.
You go to Super Bowl every
Okay,
year.
those are rich people. That's very different. I feel safe with rich people. I would never just walk up and go to a Clippers game. That's disgusting.
And listen, I want to be clear, too. I wouldn't walk into somewhere where I think there's, like, an obvious risk. I'm not that crazy. But do I think that I won't be able to go to Ralph's and get a jug of water? No. I don't think that day's coming.
Yeah.
That's
And by the
bet
way,
I'm taking.
But you would never go to Ralph's and grab a
okay,
jug of water.
so let me.
I go to Ralph's every week.
No, you don't.
You go to
Yes, I
Rock and
do.
Roll Ralph's.
Bullshit.
Sunday is grocery day. I go to
Is it-
Gelson's now on Franklin.
Do you know? Have you
Okay.
heard of Instacart?
Yeah,
Is
but
it a
okay,
free
listen,
delivery?
I like
But
to,
he-
I like to
I'll tell you how
experience. I like
stupid-
to feel the avocados.
How stupid people are. So I'm watching all these Costco lines, the grocery stores, Target is sold out, whatever. So I go to my wife this morning. I'm like, did we order groceries, just for weekly groceries? And she's like, no. I'm like, we're low on this, yogurt, tortillas, like all the normal stuff. And she orders, and I was like, was anything missing? Like, was there any? I think the panic people are like retail shoppers. So like, if you think about where Costco's are located, Costco's are located predominantly in large suburbs, right? Because there's a huge locations. those people are probably the least likely to get corona, right? Because they're in sprawling suburbs where people are not on top of each other. Who's going to get corona? Like New York City, Manhattan, that place is going to spread fast. Downtown San Francisco, LA, those are the places.
Yep.
And we comfortably ordered online on Amazon Fresh, got everything we wanted, and we ordered bottles of water like we normally do every week. And there are people, I saw these lines, I'm talking 500 people in each line waiting hours and hours all day. They looked miserable.
Yeah, I agree. So,
People-
the point of your story though was nothing was missing, right?
Yeah, I got everything I wanted.
Yeah.
We ordered bottled water online, and it
I
was
also
fine.
do kind of think they pick like how many Costco's are there in the country, and did they all look like that? I don't think so.
I think a Costco on a Sunday, anyways, is probably slammed.
Yes, I think you throw in a sprinkle of Corona. It's like
here's-
Black
here's-
Friday. Like
here-
get in
here's
there.
just for panic. The U.S. hasn't even started testing for corona, so that's about to start.
Because who even cares?
And then the
Doesn't
cases
even matter.
Doesn't even
And then
matter.
the cases are going to start flying in, right? So whatever we have right now, you see the curve in every other country. It's just like literally a
Yeah,
hockey
we're about
stick.
to go through the roof.
It's
Yeah.
about to be a hockey stick.
Yeah.
And so what do you think is going to happen in behavior-wise?
I think for
Behavior, though, I think you're right
2
on
weeks.
behavior.
That's all my fucking point
But
is.
no.
But in a month,
You're,
No,
you're
but here's the
blurring
thing.
the line
No, but
between
I-
if the behavior
I-
is accurate or not.
So, no, here's
Keep
the thing.
goods in your house because behavior is going to skyrocket.
No, but
No,
here's
that
what's
just
going to
means there'll be
happen.
no
In a
lines
mo-
at Ralph's.
In a month, okay, Pete's going to get corona, okay? Pete's going to go out to Bungalow, give 500 other white people corona. And then he's going to come back. All those people are fine. And we're going to be like, oh, it's fine. Because if you really...
No, of course.
Yeah, it's
it's
that
going
it's
to
fine
level
moment.
off. But
But it's
there's
gonna
going to be a
happen
period
fast.
that where it's
It's
just
gonna
like...
happen
Yeah, that's true. But do you think that the guy or girl, and no disrespect to them, that are delivering you your fancy Instacart or whatever, are going to not... Do you know what it's going to take for them to leave their job
Yeah.
and not do that anymore? They will have to be dying.
People in China are working still. They don't care.
No,
They're
they
bringing
started.
you those damn avocados, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And all the
But
smart
it's just
water
going to
you
be
want.
significantly
Okay,
less.
rich people will stop working. Everyone else is going to continue Ubering. I was in Uber the other day.
I-
The guy's like, I was like, okay, great, I got it. Like, whatever.
Just get the process
I'm
going.
like-
This is gonna-
Is it one of those like once you get it once, you can't get it
No,
again?
there's reinfections.
Is
No,
what?
There's reinfections.
It's not like AIDS. You just
No.
get it once.
That's annoying.
So maybe it might be, AIDS might be better.
AIDS might be better.
God. Okay.
I
well,
think there's two things that are true. I don't think people are gonna die, just start falling off
Yeah.
the earth because of corona.
Yeah.
But I think the financial impact is 10x worse than what we think. I think the markets are gonna crater. I'm predicting this right now. You're gonna see a fake rally. So this reminds me of 2008. I know a lot of people who listen to the podcast were way too young in that era.
Yep.
Bear Stearns went under. And everyone was like, whoa, Bear Stearns went under. The market like started going down a little. And then literally a month or two later, markets just started going up again. And everyone's just like, oh, everything's good. It's hunky-dory. And then every other bank started collapsing. And then we hit the biggest financial crisis in the history of the world. And I think from a financial impact standpoint, we're going to see the same thing. We're going to see a fake rally soon. So whether it's this week, next week, Fed's going to cut interest rates. They can cut another 2 quarter points and the market will see a fake rally. But the financial impact is devastating. Consumption's changed. Behaviors change. People are not going on their vacations. They're not going to Vegas. They're not doing these things. And that's going to have such a crippling effect to the economy that I don't think people actually understand.
Yep. And for the record, I agree with that 1 trillion%. I just don't think it's warranted.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay, we agree.
Okay,
I'm
so-
not saying.
All right, we agree.
So for those who are in full panic mode and think the world's going to end,
Anand.
let me give you what you actually need to have in your house. I looked it up,
Oh,
so I want to share with everybody.
okay.
You need to have first 14 days supply of food for everyone in your household.
I'm screwed.
Focus on dry and canned goods that are easy to prepare.
I'll go get
Easy.
SpaghettiOs.
Keep at least 1 gallon of water per day for each person. That's a lot of water.
Don't got that.
Who's got
drinks
storage?
like, so what?
Meatheads.
You're
Meatheads
drinking
are
water
drinking
like a
water all day.
bodybuilder?
The keto guy.
Like,
the keto guy.
Can't make it to the store, but luckily I'm drinking water like I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay, now you need to have antibacterial soap. hand sanitizer, toilet paper, tissues,
Got it.
feminine care products, and
Got
diapers for at least 14 days.
Good thing I got my diapers.
30-day supply of prescription medication.
Don't need it.
Maintain a first aid kit
Which is
with
like
supplies.
really troubling for a lot of people.
Yeah, the
Big time.
30
medication.
days doesn't even work for us.
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah. So you need
That-
people to show up.
We need more medication.
Yeah. That's a legit fear.
You may want to get a copy of your health record.
Don't got it.
I'm pretty healthy. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, yo, beat it. Didn't even get corona.
Don't forget about your mental health. Make sure you have games.
Make sure
and books.
Calm's downloaded.
Make sure, make sure Headspace is downloaded and you have a nice yoga mat somewhere in your space. God.
But I mean, yeah. So I asked someone who was speaking to somebody that had a bunker in their basement in LA. They were stocked up, guns, water, food,
That's
and
sad.
I was like, "So what is the assumption?" And he was like, "His assumption is that when this thing spreads like wildfire, people are just going to be breaking into houses for clean water and food, and you might have to shoot them."
That is absurd.
Yeah.
Because here's what's going to happen. Someone's going to get it and they're going to be like, oh my God, I got it. And then a week later, they're going to be like, yeah, I feel great.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
That was corona.
Yeah.
I'm going to head over to Ralph's and get some water.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. Saturday morning, I wasn't feeling too good.
Thought
I
you
took
might
a
have
nap. I felt fine.
Yeah.
I took a corona
so
nap.
might
the
have been
nap is the
corona.
corona
We're not testing
vaccine.
for it.
I'm telling
That
you,
could have
you
been
take
it.
a nap, you may lose your corona.
Yeah.
I was feeling
D
really
did.
good.
I was on a text chain. D said he took a corona nap.
I did.
And you beat it.
And I beat it. I'm fine.
Just be
I
corona
went,
with
hiked
a nap.
up Runyon. I took a breath of fresh air. And the people that are dying, in at least the 2 cases in America, are in their 70s. And the problem
No,
is,
the Washington guy was in his 50s.
but they said he had underlying health conditions.
That could be literally like your lungs could be failing.
Yeah, so the problem is that the symptoms of the people that are dying, at least the cases that are being exposed, they have other health conditions. So we don't know if, I'm a lifetime smoker. I died of corona.
That's what they said. They said in China that all of the stats are men over 70 because they were lifelong smokers and had terrible lung diseases.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why it was exactly correlated because smoking's so big in China still. Like it's literally that direct. And that 35-year-old doctor was definitely murdered. So
The murdered, yeah.
that doesn't count.
Wait, so what's your official stance? I know what my stance is.
Okay.
I think I've made it clear.
My stance is this.
I need to see your home and what you have stacked. Otherwise, I don't believe your stance.
That's true.
Look at his pointing.
I agree with him on
pointing.
this one.
Look at-
Hold on.
I don't believe
Hold
it.
on.
He's never talked to me like
I don't believe your stance.
I agree. I need proof.
I don't
need
think
proof
you
you're as
believe
scared
that
as you say
because
you
your
are.
house is not stocked.
Yeah. If you're not stocked, you're a faker.
You're a faker.
And you're part of the media conspiracy.
Yeah.
So
by
you're
the
part. You're
Democrats.
part of the,
No,
the
here's my
Bernie
official
Sanders
stance.
conspiracy. We have friends that think this is all Bernie.
We do.
He's listening right now.
He is. My official stance is this. It is slightly worse than the flu.
Slightly.
Yeah. Slightly
Okay.
worse than the flu. That's my
The data
stance.
doesn't support
That's
that,
my
but
stance.
keep going.
Slightly worse than the flu.
Not worse than AIDS.
It's essentially a flu with no vaccine, is what it is. But the fear and the behavior change and the outrage and the craziness coming from it is going to be devastating to the economy, to people's jobs, to all of that stuff. But I think that there will be a wave of it that comes through the country. By the way, they're saying that the much worse wave will actually come in the fall because the heat will sort of kill it and people will be like, oh, back to normal behavior. Let's go to Lollapalooza. And then all of a sudden, fall comes. Everyone's got
so
it.
Coachella's fine.
Coachella's totally fine, and it'll buy you all the way until October.
Oh, great.
That's when we're all going to
So
get
you
it,
think
like, for
Coachella is
real.
happening?
Coachella's definitely happening.
I don't
I
think so.
enough
You don't
people
think
want
Coachella's
to go to
happening?
I don't
Coachella
think
so
so.
bad.
You think they're going to cancel it?
Yes.
Coachella's gonna happen.
So the
He's like, I moved to California.
I moved to California for
So the NCAA said today that they're entertaining the idea that March Madness will be with empty stadiums.
But it's still happening.
But no, it's just like 5-on-5. Like there's no.
But the
But they
game's
won't
still
even sell
happening.
tickets.
There will be 0 people in.
So
the
Coachella
audience.
will happen.
So
There's
That's
0
wrong.
people.
There's just people performing, and we watch it on the phone.
Okay, so the 100,000 people can't come.
We'll just get a pool in San Bernardino.
No, so like everyone, it's so funny because like all the people we talk to, they think it'll like, no, that'll never happen. Cannes Film Festival never. Like, why do you think you're more important than like everything else that's going on in the world? Like Facebook canceled F8, Workday canceled a conference in Orlando. The Mobile World Conference canceled in Spain. That's way bigger than Coachella, like times 100. So why do you think you're more important? Because it's your social media?
Because it's Coachella on it.
It's Coachella.
Okay, obviously you have no respect for what Coachella is.
Yeah.
You guys are crazy. And
You
everyone's
think
so
Revolve Festival's getting fucking canceled? Yeah, right. Those girls will be there.
They'll be there.
And they will
Everyone's
be
gonna dress
shooting
up.
stuff.
You know what? I was actually thinking about this.
I think
What can I do?
everyone literally overstates their own self-importance in times like this.
No, I'm
'cause they
understanding
don't think-
Coachella's importance.
It's just so insane. Like
I think the Olympics will get canceled before
Zuck's
Coachella
holed up
would.
in Yellowstone Club. He just posted four pictures.
You think
they're like-
There's a reason why he's at Yellowstone Club.
At what point do they start scanning in and out of places like Yellowstone Club? Like, you should be able to go in there knowing nobody in that area
Yeah.
has corona.
Yellowstone Club's fine.
But I want to test her at the
I'm
door.
sure Zuck's testing everyone.
Yeah.
Where's his wife from?
Hey,
Yeah.
had to be said.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's thinking it.
Okay, can I just go through a couple other bullet points?
Yeah, the only other thing, the couple of things I want to talk about that aren't on our list
Yep.
is we got a DM from a gentleman that was on a date, and his date went south fast because there became a big coronavirus argument.
Oh no.
And so Pete posted, "Hey, my date ended early because we got into an argument about coronavirus, and I talked about some of the things that were talked about in the pod, and she left." She ends up seeing the Instagram post
Uh-oh.
and DMs us.
We're caught in the middle of an argument?
Yes, and she goes, "I was out with him. We were having drinks. I can't remember how we got into the topic, but I told him I thought coronavirus was not a big deal, an agenda pushed by the Democrats.
Well,
More people
risky
die from
thing to say on a date, by the
Yeah,
way.
more people die from the flu than coronavirus, and he went into Trump's $2.5 billion for funding and how China was shut down, and that other countries aren't prepared like China. Way to go, Kathy. I walked out on him after all the facts I had to listen to, and the next day he showed me his DM to you all. Haha."
That's good. I hope she listens to this episode because I feel like she kind of was represented.
Yeah, she was.
You know?
She has a voice.
Yeah.
I think even all weekend, every person I interacted with, wherever we were, I was at dinner Saturday night. Everyone was talking about it. It is the biggest thing top of mind.
Oh, for sure.
I'm just curious to see. I think travel gets impacted. Like I always say, like the Louvre looks like it's closing.
Yep.
There are events, conferences canceled.
Every work conference is canceled.
Yeah. No one
Period.
wants to go to conferences. Conferences are stupid.
It's also work. Isn't that a liability for the company?
Yes.
To say we sent you to a conference, you got corona.
But Disneyland was packed.
Was it?
I guarantee you there are people at Disneyland today.
I'm sure year-over-year traffic has to be down.
Okay,
on the
it's
same
down, but
weekend.
it's still people are going, right? So I think when it's your decision, did you go out to eat Saturday night?
Saturday now.
Okay, did you go out to eat Saturday night?
You're damn right I did.
Okay,
Slammed.
slammed. I went Saturday night downtown, slammed. Like
LA
waiting
is not
slammed.
concerned yet.
Yes. So,
Yeah, because they haven't reported all the cases.
but I just don't think.
I agree with that too, though. I think if it was like it's rampant in LA, I think people get scared really.
But I think like people won't go to Italy,
Yeah.
but they're not going to Delilah.
But
I'm
sure,
curious.
but they're not getting on a plane
Yes,
unnecessarily.
Plane, yes.
But like out at night, like at hot spots in
No,
LA.
I don't think that's going to change near term.
Like, are people popping bottles at Bootsie's?
Yes.
Yeah, we saw the Instagrams.
Yeah.
It was
But like, if it's like Corona is in LA, are people out at Bootsie's spraying champagne and dancing?
Yeah, 100%. I don't think people care.
Yeah. I think
People were
well-
doing that during the recession, and the world's falling apart. There was still people popping bottles. I was out every night.
I think there's an element of this coronavirus thing that's a little Y2K-ish.
Hoax.
But Y2K actually has zero impact. There's actually people dying here.
Yeah, really old people with lung conditions.
You should
And,
have smoked.
and I do feel for them.
That was you 4 years ago.
Hey, thank God I stopped. Yeah. I don't even drool anymore, so come at me, Corona. Yeah. I got nothing but healthy pink lungs. Okay. We ready to move on?
Yeah.
We're part of this.
45 minutes later.
Shut up, Pete.
I don't
This
think there's
podcast has
a
been
more
brought to you by
important.
Bernie Sanders.
I don't
Yeah.
think there's a more important topic, to be honest.
I agree,
So
there's
I
not.
agree the 45 minutes was warranted.
But how about this one? Here's one that's up for debate.
Real serious, hard-hitting topic.
And it happens to be in a very popular genre, being TikTok. Over on TikTok, there's a big trend happening that I think we should discuss. A lot of creators, one of the trends is sort of creating your own luxury item lookalikes or showing you how to get fake luxury items on Amazon. Big trend.
It's crazy how even in TikTok land where like, you know, you're kind of promoting people's like talents, that having luxury goods still matter. No matter what.
Yeah, but what's so interesting to me is I always said like luxury is the hottest thing. Like streetwear is kind of like medium sized,
Yeah.
true streetwear.
Yeah.
Skate surf is non-existent.
Yeah.
It's all luxury. So how are all these kids affording
Yeah.
luxury? Well, they're affording it this way by making fakes or finding fakes better and following people who teach them how to make fakes. And so there has to be this massive industry
Fake.
of fakes and of making your own fakes. Because I also think that I think this generation, like the TikTok generation, is fine with like Sharpieing a Gucci logo on the
Yeah,
side of your Adidas
exactly.
shoes. I don't think they care.
No, yeah, and I think this whole article is about how TikTok super users are all big on either wearing fake goods or making their own versions of like Cartier rings, like the Cartier Love bracelet version. I mean, it's crazy how big of an impact those things have because I guess their biggest celebrities that they follow use and wear those products, so
Yeah.
they just want to have their version of it.
And when nobody can afford it,
Yeah.
it's like, who's going to police it?
In this new Corona world, no one's going to be able to afford Cartier.
And no
Well,
one's
maybe
going to be
there'll
able
be
to
some-
police it, to your point.
Yeah, you're
Because no one's leaving their house.
Yeah, and then over at Cartier, they're definitely not worried about sending out cease and desist
Did you
to
see the
14-year-olds.
CEO of Reddit take a shot at TikTok saying it's just Chinese spyware? I can't believe Americans are doing this.
Serena's boo?
No, he co-founded it. He's not the current CEO.
Yeah, he should shut his
Hey,
trap.
shut up, you old dork.
He's probably pretty young. I don't know.
But
how
he's
old
obviously old. I mean, old by TikTok standards. I'm just
probably
saying-
sure he's not 15.
Exactly. At this point, if you're, yeah, he's 16.
He's 19. He's
Yeah,
a piece of shit.
Washed up. At this point, if you're like purely dissing TikTok, I think
You're dumb.
you're out of the loop.
Yeah.
I think the Chinese spyware angle is exactly why it's so effective because they have so much data and they're able to give you content you like.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you what's
They're
going
the
to be big.
best at
A lot
Let me
of
tell you what's
pointing
gonna be
today.
big.
the points.
Yeah, a lot of
Jeez.
pointing.
It's
A lot of points.
Chairman
That
Mao.
point- yeah.
We're going to be in a dictatorship. You're going to need real leaders.
Yeah.
President
Yeah.
Xi-
You're going to need real leaders.
16th
I'm here
floor
to
is
lead.
locked down.
I'm here to. You just sit your fucking ass at home and eat your.
Dee's done quite the 360, right? He marched to the Chinese national anthem.
You're right.
Then he dissed China for a
did.
good solid few weeks.
And now
he's
is
back.
DGP.
Yeah. DGP.
Now he's
Call me
pointing.
DJ.
The D's just pointing the whole podcast.
Yeah, he is. You have dictator vibes.
I think something like a TikTok is going to thrive in this new Corona environment.
That's one thing I was thinking.
You're going to be holed up.
Everyone's just gonna be at home with their little ring lights, freaking renegade, renegade. You know, that's not
What's
stopping.
the hottest song on TikTok right now?
Probably that one.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It comes and goes.
There's a lot of songs I'll hear, and it's the most foul language.
Yeah.
And the part of the song that's the most foul is
Yes.
the biggest.
It's 14-year-olds like,
Just
that's
say-
my D, baby.
Yeah, suck
Yeah,
this.
like in their bedroom. And you're like, wow. Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Oh my God.
But yes, I think content creators, there might not be anyone to pay them, but they are going to thrive.
Yeah.
Because consumption is going to be through the roof and creation will be. I mean, literally it's just, and now you have this whole coronavirus like skit to play off of. Everyone's going to be holed up at home creating and watching TikToks.
yeah. Wow.
Okay, let's run some ads to pay for all this water we're stocking up on.
Amazon? Anyone?
Yeah. This episode is brought to you by Arrowhead. Okay, we're back. Can we get a politic update? I haven't. Literally, the only news I've really been catching is Corona. So what's going on? I see that Joe Biden is like having some sort of comeback, which seems hard to even believe because he seems so freaking crickety to me. And then Pete Buttigieg is out. So what do we got?
So officially, Pete Buttigieg dropped out today.
Man, I had
Sunday.
high hopes for Pete.
That's his song. I got high, high, high hopes.
Is that a song?
Panic at the Disco.
That was his like. See you later, Pete. What happened? He ran out of money. All of his little wine cellar.
I actually think it was a smart move by him because Tuesday is Super Tuesday, which is the primary in a lot of big states, California included, and he has no shot to win California. It's more than likely going to be Bernie Sanders. And Joe Biden has now, because he won South Carolina.
He's back.
He's back. Sleepy Joe.
Sleepy Joe. That's.
I'll be honest.
He's like the boxer in the 11th round.
Won't fall down.
I was going into Tuesday. I'm going to probably Bernie or Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah.
And
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I already casted Bloomberg.
And so I want to, I'm old school. I want to go, poke the hole and feel my vote.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like absentee.
Oh, you did
I
an
don't
early
trust
thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Yeah, I want
so
to go poke the hole. Well, maybe I have Corona. We got that fall Corona wave.
Yeah, think about voter participation.
Yeah.
How much lower it's going to be.
But guess
Super
who's
Tuesday.
not leaving their house? The old people with the lung disorders.
who actually
So
vote?
It's a young person's
is
election.
That's good for Bernie.
This means
Good
Bernie.
for Bernie. Bernie's a young guy.
Yeah.
The 79. What's the irony? The 79-year-old candidate
Is the
that's
young-
the young
suppressed.
guys
Yeah. Yeah,
champion.
yeah.
And so
It's not
I
safe out here for Bernie, by the way.
I think Joe Biden.
I'm just saying, I don't know how shape his lungs are in,
Yeah.
but I don't think they're too good.
I think Joe Biden, after winning South Carolina, I mean, even me, just perception. I know that South Carolina is a more diverse state, and that's why he won. It kind of gave me like, oh shit, this guy's still in it. He has a shot. And really, everyone in the Democratic Party would prefer if Joe Biden was the candidate because I think he has a better shot to beat Donald Trump. And Pete Buttigieg may have gotten a phone call from powers that be and said,
Yep.
you know what? Sit your fucking ass down. Go back to Indiana. Shut the fuck up. We'll give you a shot at something bigger later, but like go support the
Is he
party.
a VP material or no?
No,
Yeah, why not?
sure he could be, of course, but I don't think the smart move for Pete is to be VP because of recent times the VP just becomes irrelevant.
I
Unless
agree.
Sleepy
But
Joe
don't you
becomes
think that
president.
Sleepy
Unless
Joe?
Sleepy Joe becomes president.
Don't you think Sleepy Joe with a side of Pete?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I think the Democratic Party really doesn't want Bernie to win.
Yeah.
I think young people want Bernie to win. The Democratic Party, I mean, Obama even said
He doesn't
over
want-
the weekend, he said, I'll support whoever wins the Democratic nomination, but I think it's going to be really tough to unite around Bernie.
Yeah.
Why is that?
He's
I mean,
just so
dude, he's a-
socialist. It's crazy. Even for me, who I agree with a lot of socialist policies because I think
I actually don't agree with like pretty much most of what Bernie says.
yeah, that's fine. I'm just saying I'm giving you why I like it because I think most people in this country don't get a fair shot. It's rigged for people that are educated, people that do have money, and some people's cards aren't dealt that way. So in order to like give people an equal shot in life, I'm with that, and that's why I like Elizabeth Warren because she does fight for like a lot of really interesting things that I think are important to balance out the kind of wealth in this country. Bernie got all the momentum, so I'm like, okay, I'll pay attention to him. But the things he likes, like the quoting of all the Fidel Castro stuff, is so fucking
So
asinine.
I'll give you
Yeah.
like such a stupid Bernie saying, which like in my opinion, which is why I could never really get behind a guy like this. He proposed that you should tax options that are vested but not actually exercised.
Oh, that's
meaning,
terrible.
meaning if you are an employee of a startup
Yeah.
and that company has raised 5x the valuation, you get taxed on that. You've not exited.
Yeah.
What have we learned?
Yeah.
Most of these companies are worthless. So when the options actually get exercised, they're worthless. So you want to make if that's your level of thinking, you're not the right person to run the country.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I'm going to tax these employees, not like billionaires. You're
Namaste.
talking like,
Namaste.
Did he say that?
Namaste.
He clearly
What's
just
that?
doesn't understand it.
Donald
Right?
Trump.
but like, no, it's just this narrative of like, I want to fuck the rich people. Look at all these Uber employees that made all this money. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Like, guess what? Most startup employees don't make any money on their options.
Yeah. Most
Yeah,
of them
but he
are
must just not understand. He must just be.
No, he
shooting-
understands it. He's so extreme.
No,
If that's the case, then it's scary.
No, but that's the problem. He's literally taking emotion of like, look at all these Silicon Valley kids that made all this money. It's like 5 companies where people actually made money. Most companies, these kids didn't make shit.
If he understands,
right? So you're gonna penalize the majority of workers that never made any money, but because a handful of Uber employees and Airbnb employees were early, like it's just stupid. Yeah. And I don't get along with that, and I don't support it.
So you're a Bloomberg guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, why
he got snubbed? Sorry to interrupt, but he got snubbed hard at Selma today.
That's because of stop and frisk solely.
They all turned
Did
his
you
back on him.
see that Trump? He was at some rally the other day.
He shrunk down.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Mini Mike.
Yes, I did see that. That was on TikTok.
Yeah. He's even killing TikTok.
He's
on
killing
TikTok.
Okay. No, there's literally like Trump like fan pages on TikTok that like make edits of the hilarious stuff he does.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, see you later, Pete. Man, I didn't think necessarily that Pete was gonna win, but
I thought he had no shot from the get-go.
Yeah, I just thought he would make it a little further.
He was making. I think he's doing it because he doesn't want Bernie to win.
I'll tell you what, though, Trump versus Bernie, that's sort of like, whatever, like Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. Like this is like,
content heaven.
I'd love to see the
Trump wants Bernie to win so badly. He keeps tweeting about it. He goes, "Why do you guys keep punking Bernie?"
Yeah,
I would love to see that.
He'll pummel him.
I also think, don't you think every candidate, like they must be sitting talking about what's their coronavirus messaging? I mean, there's a chance that
that's the whole
they
campaign.
get elected on coronavirus alone.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
What are you going to do for that, socialist guy? Were you going to take money from people who don't even have jobs anymore?
I'm gonna see what I end up voting for on Tuesday. I think I might go Sleepy Joe.
Gosh, Sleepy Joe just seems so sleepy. He said the other day, "Thank you for whatever, giving me a shot at United States Senate."
Because he doesn't know where he was.
He forgot what he's running for.
I mean, the average age of the candidate, like Taylor was saying, the youngest candidate is Joe Biden.
I think Joe literally is like sort of losing it mentally. It feels like.
I feel
Donald
like
Trump. I think. Well, of the Democrats, Joe Biden is the young man.
Honestly, if you think
Donald Trump is 73. He's kind of young.
No, he's like 75, isn't he?
I thought he was 73.
How old's Bernie?
Bernie's 79.
Wow, I don't. It just seems sketchy. The guy
I
had a
can't
heart
believe a bunch
attack.
of old fucking people are deciding the future of our country.
And they're all
And that's
trying
because
to talk
young people don't vote. So, fuck you, young people.
Well, they do this time around, Anand, because the old people are on respirators.
Maybe this disease was started by a young person just to.
If anything, it was started by Bernie.
Then he won't
You're
live.
right. Sorry.
But I'm
Trump's
saying-
young. He's 73.
Oh, come on. He's like a
Jesus,
teenager.
he's a
Is he on
spring
TikTok?
chicken.
Maybe he is on TikTok.
He's a spring chicken.
I mean, the way he was able to squat down and do the mini mic, he's
Yeah.
spry.
No problem. Yeah, he's strong in the in the thighs. Okay.
Tim likes that.
Tim's cracking up over here.
How about this? What happened with this Harvard student said something to Jeff Bezos that's getting all this press? What happened?
So there's a really interesting article in Inc. I just wanted to share it with people.
Okay.
It was Jeff Bezos went to Princeton, which people that went to Harvard would say,
Got it.
yeah,
I didn't realize the level of the
yeah,
There's
Harvard,
levels to
Yale,
this
Harvard,
stuff.
Princeton.
elitist.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah. See you on the row
Yeah,
lake.
but there was
Lowly Princeton. That's how the article.
the article said lowly Princeton. But there was a conversation. He went to go pitch his business at Harvard in 1997 to a bunch of Harvard graduate business students. And interesting enough, the feedback that the students gave is when you have a business based on a vision of the future rather than the present, understand that the majority of your critics will likely be looking from the perspective of the present. And I was like, wow, that seems like an incredible, that little quote is so powerful.
Wait, that's what the kid said to Bezos?
Yeah,
Whoa.
deep. Those Harvard kids are smart.
Yeah, shit. Fuck Princeton. I thought it was going to be that the kid said something like, sort of like rude or like called him out.
Well, I think there were students that also chuckled that they said that naturally many will chuckle at the realization that Amazon's position is a touch more secure than Barnes & Noble's these days. But there's one profound lesson here and one that's truly glorious. And they went to go on that statement. The students were kind of at odds, that some were laughing at him. And then there were a few students that said, you're thinking about the future while everyone's thinking about the present. And I think entrepreneurs in general are thinking about the future, and most people can't comprehend the impact that their business could potentially have. Or like people on the outside can't comprehend the impact what this type of business have. It takes true vision. Jeff Bezos clearly had like insane vision in terms of like what he thought his business would mean to consumption.
Yep.
Retail.
Okay.
Nuts.
Okay, good stuff. We'll go Harvard.
Yeah.
You know, you guys aren't so bad.
You guys had George Bush.
You guys get it over there.
You had George W. Bush for the MBA program.
Yeah.
That was a knock. But other than that, you've been good.
Yeah, whatever. You're fine. Okay. And then last story of the day. Shout out to one of our fellow broadcasters. You know, I think it's important to celebrate wins with our peers. Tony Romo just apparently signed a $17 million per season deal with CBS.
That's incredible.
That's insane.
Shit.
So he works roughly 19 days a year.
$1 million a day, pretty much.
That's how many. So what he?
So he does
goes,
the 16 weekends and then playoffs, and sometimes CBS has the Super Bowl. It doesn't.
He does nothing. To talk about football.
Is he really, really good?
Yeah, he's really good.
I heard that one of the disses. Actually, I think Terrell Owens was on Charlemagne's podcast and he was dissing him kind of, but they were saying that because he knows so many details about being in that position, like, oh, here's what the runner's going to do, here's whatever, that's what makes him so good. Is that true?
Yeah, so basically Tony Romo, for those who don't follow the NFL, he was a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, had like a lot of kind of notoriety, never really won anything.
He was a choker.
I don't think he got out of the first round of the playoffs ever, and definitely never made it to like the Super Bowl. But he's a charming dude. Dated Jessica Simpson, Jerry Jones is quarterback. Yeah. He's a charming dude, and he's very articulate, and he knows the game. So his whole shtick when he became an announcer was because he played the quarterback position, which is what you were just like talking about, was that he was able to predict plays. So that became his thing. He would sit there and be like, oh, there's the tight end. It's going to the tight end. And it would go to the tight end. Everyone's like, holy shit, Romo knows everything. Yep. But he did this, and he did it in a fun way. So like I watched him, and it was like entertaining because it wasn't just like it wasn't formulaic. He actually had a personality and did it. And for me, what this actually indicates is how much I think NFL rights are going to be in the next purchase, meaning how much networks are going to pay, because ratings actually leveled off and actually started increasing. Yeah. So I think networks are going to pay significantly more. So it's important to have the marquee guy. Like if you think about football announcers, there's three crews. It's Romo and Jim Nantz on CBS. There's
no one knows
Collinsworth and Al Michaels and Joe Buck and Aikman. Those are the three crews. So you need them. So if you're going to buy the rights, you have to have one of those six guys. Yeah. There's only six guys.
I'd rather have Dave Portnoy, El Presidente.
Oh my God,
he's too rich.
Kidding?
No, but you pay him $50 million.
I want Dave Portnoy and Logan Paul. To do the
Look at that motherfucker. He's fast.
That's wild. I mean, sorry for my sports ignorance. Is that more than he made playing football?
No, he was probably making in the 20-ish when he was playing.
But he used to sit at a desk.
Now never doesn't have to get hit.
No more
CTE at that desk. Holy cow. Okay, well, good for him, man. Talk about a home run. Yeah. Talk about a touchdown. Coming soon to CBS.
Looks like you won't be on CBS anytime.
I just signed a deal for $17 per season. Okay, we are ready for our final closing segment, Taylor. It is time for Millennial Word Monday. Taylor's been out a little bit, gallivanting on luxury vacations.
Yeah.
But now he's back, and Do you have a word for us?
Have a word. And by the way, I text Pete some words sometimes to say. So if I'm ever out,
Pete said cap last week.
yeah, that was dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Was
cap.
that for Pete's an idiot or?
No, that was well. Every day is Pete's an idiot.
So
Every weekend, especially.
Yeah. Okay, what do you got?
we got some budget here, so we're importing. So we flew in some people from DC for
Nice.
this segment.
Oh no!
We're using our budget
If it's
wisely.
DC like regional slang, I
So
might
we
be
got some
screwed.
DC slang right now.
Okay.
I might butcher the word
I'm
and not say
nervous.
it correctly. So
too.
we got the word right here.
I got you. It's sice.
Can you spell that?
Yeah, it's like so. It depends on where you're from. There might be different, spellings of it, but the most common one I've seen is SYCE.
Sice.
Sice. Do we have any guesses on sice?
Is it like some form of cystic fibrosis?
I think it's the combination between sick and nice.
Wow.
Drama's pretty close, but like D, I don't think millennials really care about that.
They're not checking for that.
Can you give us the definition for sice?
Yeah, it's like when you're like lit, right? You're like getting like that was sick. Getting hype.
Oh
So,
wow,
like,
that's
sice-
actually pretty good.
Yeah,
So that was
sice is
Pete
like,
at the
get
bungalow.
sice.
He was Sice.
Yeah, exactly. I
Give
know.
it a sicey weekend.
Yeah, Pete literally.
That's a new variation, but like that's how like linguistics change.
Yeah. DC.
DC.
Yeah.
Wale.
Okay, well there it is.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Looks like I win again. It looks like my age is really,
Yeah, showing.
I'm pretty much by far the youngest guy on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Because you spend 3 hours a day on TikTok.
You're the Donald Trump of our pod.
Yeah, of course.
I'm who's the oldest kid?
You're Bernie.
You're Bernie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
who am I?
Sleepy Joe.
You're Liz Sleepy Joe.
Yeah.
I have a little more vigor than Sleepy Joe.
Sleepy Joe was fired up after the primary yesterday.
I don't know, man. We gotta watch. I think it's going to be Bernie versus Trump.
I think we're discounting a surprise.
A Sleepy Joe surprise.
Sleepy Joe surprise.
So what about Bloomberg?
I think
He has no shot.
I
You're
think
just throwing your
I
vote
think what
away?
Bloomberg should do is
Back
just
Sleepy Joe.
stop tonight and just put a $5 billion into Sleepy Joe for Tuesday.
Yeah, and just own him.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then you have an incoherent Democratic.
I mean, can you imagine? What if in like
Wait, what'd you say? He didn't know.
he said he was running for Senate? God, what if it come October, we're just like in full pandemic, watching Trump and Sleepy Joe battle it out with SARS masks on frickin' CNN. That'd be sad. Anyway, okay, guys, thank you. Subscribe to our newsletter, group-chat.com. Follow us on social media, @groupchatpod. Make sure you keep it sice. Stay safe. Let us know. I mean, I would have to believe statistically, at least one of our listeners has to have coronavirus.
Yeah, they just won't
For
be
sure.
tested.
Okay, so if anyone's feeling sick out there or whatever, just let us know because we would love to be able to document someone's journey through coronavirus.
Yeah,
I want to contract it. So
And also, we're trying to give it to Pete. So if anyone wants to kiss Pete,
just cuff on him.
you
don't have to
we
kiss
don't
him.
gotta get.
no, I want to see the moment. I want to film the moment.
Yeah.
I want to say, this here is Pete. My name's Pete, and I will be contracting coronavirus. Yeah, a little tongue touch.
Yeah.
And then we follow you.
What if I don't get it? What if I just
If anyone's getting it, it's you. You're out every weekend hanging around where all the
what?
coffee people are.
Okay, sure.
Just saying. It'd be good for the gram. Okay, guys. Have a good week.